May God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. My name is Muhammad. New video and a new story. But before starting, don't forget to pray for the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Let's begin. The story of Farah and the loving genie. The events of this story revolve around a called Farah. Farah narrates her tragedy that began with her when she was a little girl who had not yet reached her 7th year, and even when she grew up, got married, and gave birth to her son. The jinn did not leave Farah to live her life as any girl of her age would wish. Strange events began when Farah was 7 years old. She would hear if there was a group of people going up the stairs quickly and coming down quickly. Farah looked at the stairs and did not see anything. Farah says, the situation continued as it was for many years until that day came when a very strange and suspicious thing happened. One day, while I was sleeping and there were only a few minutes remaining until the time for the dawn prayer, I decided to get out of bed and prepare for the dawn prayer. As soon as I got up, I saw something in front of me that froze the blood in my veins. There was a mysterious thing standing in front of me. Its color was slightly blue, and at the end of its head there were 2 small horns. This thing was short in stature and was breathing very loudly. That thing tried to talk to me, but I was in a state of fear and shock. I started screaming loudly and reciting whatever verses of the Holy Quran I could. Suddenly the things appeared. My family arrived in my room and I told them what happened to me. My father told me that what I saw was not real and that I was imagining that. I convinced myself that what I actually saw was an illusion, but that creature appeared to me again this time. It tried to remove my clothes. I started screaming loudly and reciting the Holy Quran and it left. This creature came back to appear to me again in my dreams. I thought that what I was seeing were just dreams, but I would wake up in the morning to find that there were many marks and scratches on my body. In addition to that, I was feeling severe pain in my feet. In fact, I was feeling very afraid, and that is why he asked me to take me to a well-known sheikh in our village. Sheikh to me read some verses from the Holy Quran, so I became normal again, but that did not last long. At that time, I was of marriageable age. The strange thing is that every time someone proposed to me, the proposal failed. My father decided to take me to the sheikh again for my promotion. On that day, I heard my father and mother talking about me. My father said the sheikh told me that Farah was possessed by a lover's jinn. This news was like a spear pierced my body. The village sheikh had asked to me do a few things such as reciting the Mu'awwidah and verses from the Holy Quran, in addition to making sure to read Surah Al-Baqarah on the regular basis. By the grace of God, within a month everything was over, so I thought. My cousin proposed to me and asked for my hand. I agreed and the marriage finally took place. At that time, I felt that my life was better and that I had finally gotten rid of that terrifying creature. After 3 months of marriage, a terrifying thing happened. While I was sleeping, I felt as if someone was breathing loudly while standing next to the bed. At first, I thought it was my husband. I slowly opened my eyes and saw this terrifying creature in front of me. He was looking at me very angry, his eyes full of rage as if he was going to kill me. I tried to scream, but I couldn't. I was completely unable to speak. The situation remained as it was until I was able to scream. At that time, my husband woke up, but that creature had disappeared. My husband said to me, "Don't worry, Farah, perhaps it was just a nightmare in your dream." In fact, I knew that what I saw was not a nightmare, that is real. The strange thing is that since that day, quarrels began to increase between me and my husband for no reason until I was divorced. At that time, I was pregnant and had a few months to give birth to my child. I gave birth to my son Tariq. Since he was young, Tariq seemed to be caressing him. Sometimes he would laugh for no reason and other times he would also cry for no reason. One day, when Tariq was 6 years old, he came to my crying and said, "Oh mother, they are hitting me." At that time I took my son Tariq to the Shaykh, who asked me to recite the remembrances and Surah Al-Baqarah on an ongoing basis. I am not lying to you. I used to add her to the Shaykh's words for a while and then go back to the neglecting the Shaykh's instructions again. I noticed that as soon as Surah Al-Baqarah was cut off from the house, my son complained about the strange and terrifying behavior that was happening to him. One day, I went to my son's room to check on him and saw a strange thing. As soon as I opened the door to the room, I saw my son hanging in the air, hitting the wall hard. His head suffered a major injury. I immediately went to the hospital. Since then, Surah Al-Baqarah has not ceased from my house, and until this day suspicious things have not happened to me again as long as I continue to read the Quran and recite the dhikr. The second story is titled Just on the Road. The events of this story revolve around a couple, the husband whose name is Nathan and the wife whose name is Hades. The couple had recently gotten married and were on their way to California to spend their honeymoon. The road to California was a little dangerous, especially at night. The road was very winding, and it ran in the middle of a forest. The big one, though, was that Nathan decided to drive at night, but he was driving very carefully. While Nathan was driving his car at night, with trees filling the road, he noticed something suspicious from afar. Nathan noticed that there was a girl, no more than 7 years old, standing on the side of the road and pointing with her hand as if asking Nathan to take her with him. Nathan felt surprised as the area in which the girl was standing was completely cut off and there were no residents nearby. Nathan did not like it and decided to continue on his way, but his wife Hades had a different opinion. Nathan paced the little girl and did not stop, but his wife begged him to go back to the girl again and pick her up. Nathan was forced to return again to the girl, who seemed happy because Nathan had returned to her. When Nathan stopped the car near the girl, he asked her, "Where are you going, little girl?" The little girl said, "After about a kilometer from here, there is a crossroads to your left. You will find an abandoned factory, and to your right, there is a large palace. I live in that palace, but I was playing outside the house and lost the way." Here, Nathan's heart relaxed a little. He said, "I told you, my husband, there is nothing there. Worried about this little girl." The girl got into the car and Nathan drove off on his way. He'd tried to tug the little girl, but she did not answer at that time. The couple thought that the girl was sleeping in the back, as she seemed to be very tired. When Nathan reached the crossroads, he looked back to wake the girl, but he did not find her. The shock was great. Where had the girl disappeared? "How did you manage to get out of the car?" Nathan decided to go to the place and tell its residents that their daughter was alone in the forest, so perhaps they would all go out to search for her and find her before she was harmed. Nathan and Hades went to the place. They were met by an old man and woman. Nathan told the man and woman everything that had happened to him about the little girl. After Nathan finished speaking, the man said, "Son, that girl that our daughter is talking about has been dead for a while. She is 18 years old, and she always does this because her soul is angry. She died in a traffic accident on the same road." Hades felt very frightened when she heard these words. In the end, the couple decided to continue their way to California and never stop for anion, no matter what happened or what their appearance was. Today's stories are over. I hope they terrified you. Don't forget to pray for the Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and grant him peace. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your opinions in the comments. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God.